morning, everybody, and welcome to another Swish stream with Steven. I am Steven, and my team is Swish Gaming. If you enjoy the content that you see today, please give us a follow on YouTube at The Swish Gaming YT, Twitter, The Swish Gaming, Facebook, The Swish Gaming, and Twitch, The Swish Gaming. Quick reminder, if you subscribe to the channel, once we hit 50 subscribers, and it's got to be a Twitch sub, once we hit 50 subscribers, we are doing a foil Ragavan giveaway. So if you want to be involved with that, go ahead and subscribe. We'd greatly appreciate that. And as soon as we hit 50, we're going to do a live drawing for that monkey, and we're going to give it to whoever wins it. So that'll be pretty cool. All right, enough of that plug. Let's go ahead and look at a deck here that is honestly pretty interesting that a teammate of mine, James Johnston, top-aided the RAW 1K Pioneer event with this weekend. And he finally added a card that I told him to add to this deck like 2 months ago, or told him he should at least try. I wasn't sure it was good, but I told him he should give it a try, and that was Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I was telling him before the Galactic 1K that I thought he should toy with this card in Vampires because it made a lot of sense. I didn't think white was giving Vampires very much anymore, and I think the deck has a lot of good ETBs with Fable. First of all, if you flip it, getting to copy Dusk Legion Zealot is disgusting. Getting to copy Champion of Dusk is disgusting. And also just copying any vampire and then chucking it with Sorin Imperious Bloodlord for Lightning Helix every turn is pretty sick. So it had a lot of cool application. But I think since I told him to add this card has impressed me in like every single deck it's been in. It's easily, I think, the best card out of this specific set, the most impactful. And I also think it is, I would call this a top 5 card in Pioneer at this point. I think Fable of the Mirror Breaker is, like, it just is kind of the glue that holds the red-black deck together. A lot of mid-range strategies, some combo strategies. Like, this card is just, it's unbelievable how good this card is. It's at face value always a 2-for-1 because it makes a 2-2. It makes two 2/2s, right? It's going to make the 2/2 token, and then when it flips, it also is a 2/2 that has a lot of additional text that has to die immediately. So inherently, it's going to 2-for-1 your opponent. That's not even including the treasures you're going to get off attacking with the 2/2 if they can't kill the first 2/2 immediately, the 2/2 Goblin token. And then it also just filters your draws, which is, you know, it's not exactly card advantage, but it's very good, especially for these red-black decks that don't have the most card draw in the world. Now, this Vampires does have quite a bit of card draw, but for the black-red mid-range deck, traditionally, the Fable is just so good at smoothing out its draws. I also thought that adding Blood Tithe Harvester just made sense. This card has been another very, very impressive Magic card. I think Jim Davis was like the first player who really discovered this card, but I'm not 100% sure, obviously. I think he was kind of the one who started putting it on the map, though. And he was doing that in Alchemy, and then it just kind of started taking off in other formats. But Blood Tithe Harvester is just such a strong card. So adding Blood Tithe Harvester, adding Fable, and then we've got this K command here, which is also just a great card to have access to. So that's kind of what we're doing the red splash for, is these cards. All the rest of it is mono black. About what you would expect from Vampires. Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, Gifted Aetherborn. I'm not sold on this card at all, but James keeps telling me it's good, so we're gonna just try his 75 as is. There's a few more knocks I'm gonna make on the deck before we actually start playing it that I really feel like we're probably gonna lose to when we're playing in these leagues, but we'll get there in a second. But we're playing 4 Gifted Aetherborn, 4 Dusk Legion Zealot, 4 Sorin Imperious Bloodlord, 1 Sorin the Mirthless, 2 Kalitas, and then 4 Champion of Dusk. So that's the spell count. Pretty simple, about what you would expect. Now, the mana base is a stretch to me, to say the least, and we'll talk about specifically some problems here right now. We're playing 2 Castle Locktwain in a deck with only 7 actual swamps in it, which I guess is not that much worse than typical red-black, so I can't complain too hard on that one. So hopefully I won't get super punished by it, but I'm really nervous about that. I don't love that we're playing 24 lands when we're playing effectively 5 colorless lands in this deck. We have 4 Mutavaults, which honestly in this deck are going to function kind of like Wasteland does in Legacy decks, because this card fails to cast almost every card in our deck. The only cards that we can reliably cast with Mutavault are Sorin Imperious Bloodlord and Fable of the Mirror Breaker. and maybe Kalitas, right? But we're never casting Blood Tithe Harvester with it. We're never casting Gifted Aetherborn with it, which is another problem I have with Gifted AB in this deck, is its mana is pretty restrictive, so it can be kind of awkward. Now, Voldaren Estate can tap to cast this card, but we have to take a ping for it, which is pretty awkward. I don't know. I'm worried about these Mutavaults. I'm very worried about these Mutavaults. This kind of looks like a greedy mana base to me, but we'll see what happens. I'm not sure that Takenuma is necessary over just like another swamp, but I'm just going to play this list as James sent it. We do have an Urborg that can fix a lot of problems, but we have to draw the Urborg. We'll just kind of see how it goes. But I'm very worried that our mana is going to cost me at least one match in this league, at least. It was funny. I was watching Larry do a league with this last night, and he told me to look at the screen because I was doing other things. And he says, Dykeman, come check out this hand. And he shows me a hand that is 5 2-mana spells. The hand looks amazing, except for the fact that it was Haunted Ridge Mutavault. So he just had like a perfectly good hand that just couldn't cast a single spell. It was just like pretty awkward, but we'll see how it goes. James top 8'd, so hopefully we'll run about as well as James did. And hopefully this league will help us kind of learn how to maybe adjust this deck a little bit. We'll probably do a few leagues with this. I am interested in this deck. I think it's probably worse than typical red-black, but maybe we can make it better. And ultimately, this will help James in the upcoming PTQ season. And at the end of the day, that's really all that matters to me, is that the most members of our team can qualify for that. We have a lot of success. So let's learn. Let's see how we can improve this deck. Sideboard, we'll talk about that real quick, and then we're going to get into some games. Excuse me. 3 Noxious Grasp for all the green decks rolling around. Some white decks, obviously, but mostly this is going to be a mono-green type card. 3 copies of Go Blank and 4 copies of Leyline of the Void. James meant business about nuking graveyards, and I don't blame him. This format, Phoenix is incredibly good. Esper Greasefang's another, I think, really underrated deck. I think a lot of people say that deck is bad for, like, almost no reason. I feel like a lot of people don't play that deck well, which is probably part of the reason it gets a bad rep. But I think that deck is actually, like, very good. You get a lot of card selection, a lot of options. Typically decks that just allow you to make a ton of decisions while also having random combo kills. Those are the kind of decks that, like, good players are going to thrive with, right? Because the more decisions you get to make in a game, the more chances you have to, you know, pull ahead and put yourself in positions to win the game. So that's one of the reasons, you know, I think Phoenix is just so good in this format, is it just gets to make so many decisions in games, see so many cards, and it's also explosive. That's why I played it at the NRG. I would absolutely play it again. If I had to play in another competitive event right now, I would lean towards Phoenix. But there are other very, very good decks to be playing too, obviously. That being said, we got a lot of Graveyard Hate. 1 copy of Crippling Fear. Not sure on this one, but it's cool to have a sweeper, I guess, one-sided. 2 Dreadbores for the Planeswalkers, 1 Fry, 1 Rending Volley for the blue-white creatures, or Planeswalkers in Fry's case. Pretty simple stuff. Looks good. Let's hop in. Time to play Magic. All right, Pioneer, and I would just like a League. Okay, here we go. See how good these vampires truly are. I am really excited for Fable in this deck, though. I think Fable was a huge add. I'm glad it worked out for James. Like I said, I was telling him he should consider trying this before the 1K at Galactic Toys and Games, which we did coverage of. Unfortunately for James, he did not do very well in that event, but did a lot better this weekend, so that's cool. And RIW's events are no joke. One of the best player bases in the state, for sure. We are. This is James Vampires. Yes. Yes, Dewey, we are. Mana base looks a little sketchy. I'm not sold on Gifted Aetherborn. But all the other stuff makes sense. So we're going to see how this goes. Like I was saying after I did the deck tech, I think regardless, it's good learning. I can relay any information that I find relevant to James, and hopefully he can improve the deck even more before the PTQs start. Because ultimately that's what matters, is that we have success in those events. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. And then at some point, either later this afternoon or tomorrow, we're going to play Andrew Wolfeis's red-white feather list that he top-8'd with this weekend as well. But that might be a tomorrow thing. I think I'm down to just jam vampires for most of the day. All right, we're on the draw. Well, I said the mana would be shaky, but when you open hands that look like this, you don't got to worry about shaky mana. What a hand. This hand is great. Ooh, we're playing against Feather, though. Speaking of Feather. All right, well, it went from being great to medium pretty quickly. We're going to lead on Thoughtseize and see what's up over here. All right. Man, that's a lot of threats. Well, we need to take a threat. I think. Probably the favored Hoplite. Hoplite scares me more than Swift Spear, I think. And we're just going to have to remember that he has all these pro spells. I have another hand hate spell, so we can rip the God's Willing in the near future. Also, Gifted AB is going to hold him back really well. And Harvester threatens killing things, so that's good at least. Probably going to have to go Gifted AB next turn. I need to get a blocker out there. Sure. I'll take 2. Honestly, I did a lot of trash talking of Gifted Airborne, but it is really good right now. Really good. So maybe James has a point. In before Reckless Rage. That would be very unfortunate for me. Need to hope my opponent didn't top deck a Reckless Rage. They had 2 looks. Okay, that doesn't seem to be a Reckless Rage. That's pretty unfortunate. Does this prevent all damage that would be dealt to it? It's so stupid, man. Alright, I'm just going to trade off with the Swifts. Oh, he can God's Willing, though? It's not even a good block. Yeah, it's honestly a terrible block, really. Alright. God, and they've still got that Sajiri step, too. I don't think I can block this turn. I think we're going to have to Thoughtseize my opponent. And take that God's Willing. Okay, they played the Sajiri step. That is good for me, I think. We're going to take a lot of damage this turn, but I need to get that God's Willing out of here. Oh, just another God's Willing. Yikes. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My opponent can hit me for 6. Alright, Shock Blood Tithe Harvester. Opponent can put us to 1. Go. Opponent can put me to 1. I don't think attacking makes a lot of sense. I don't know. Maybe it does. I guess going to 1 is pretty awkward. They play 2. I could always chump block with the Blood Tithe Harvester. Is that real? Could be real, I guess. He could just God's Willing and block. I can't attack. I can't do it. I also just wouldn't gain life. God's Willing upkeep. Yep, good play. Good play from the opponent there. Them not flashing back the courage is kind of odd to me. Yeah, Dreadhorde Arcanist, yeah, that makes sense. Alright, that's a hell of a draw. Huh. They don't have any, like, Defiant Strikes or anything in here, do they? No, they don't. So I think what I'm going to do, actually, is go push this, kill this with Blood Tithe Harvester. I guess play this first. And then I'm going to punch with Aetherborn. Okay. Any land was good there. Now I've got this next turn. One thing I could also do... Yeah, I think it was still an okay play, Andrew, because they were just going for the kill. Any spell killed me. Anyone. In the entire deck. So I think it was fine. They just missed. They get 2 looks at it, right? Because the Homestead Courage had me at 1 life. Yeah, playing the Arcanist was... Yeah, I don't know. You're right. It may have been a little greedy. They went for the home run and missed. Now, I think I just need to let them have this Arcanist. I guess there's a... Yeah, God's Willing gives Pro Black, so I have to attack with this. They just want to remove the things on the board, though. And then attack. I'm probably going to blood this away. I don't think I'm interested in this at all. We already have a castle for card advantage later. Andrew, I think he was about 50% to hit, don't you? And I could go look at your list specifically, but I'm pretty sure your list... Because it could have been any spell. Any spell in the entire deck. That's pretty annoying. Homestead, I think I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. Well, that's pretty tilting. It almost stabilized. That is fair. They God's Willing there, right? Yep, they did. Okay, can't win. Block here and die. Yeah. Yep. It's pretty unfortunate. Very nearly it stabilized there. We needed like 1 or 2 more turns. This. Out. I think I just want to function as like a control deck here against them. Andrew, what do you think of cards like Go Blank against Feather? They're probably pretty okay, right? I feel like all this is just complete nonsense. I'm getting those out of my deck. Oh, man. I feel like Soren's pretty bad here, too, to be completely honest. Yeah, well, Larry's deck's a little different because he has more, like, actual removal. I don't love it either. It probably doesn't come in. May I just trim a couple Sorens? Guess I could trim a couple Zealots, but then the consistency of the deck drops. Could also trim a couple Gifted ABs because of Reckless Rage. And just the difficulty of casting it, but if we don't like Gifted AB here, where in the world do we like it, you know? Kalidas is pretty derpy, too. Could definitely see cutting out some, excuse me, Kalidas. Let's get more of my screen in view here. All right. I feel like it's either Kalidas or 2 Soren. Kalidas might be a way for me to actually win the game. I guess you could say the same thing about Soren, but because I'm not doing the cheaty stuff anymore, I think I'm going to trim some Sorens. Let's try this, I guess. All right. Not the best thing I've ever seen, but not the worst either. So in order to play this on 2, I have to lead this on 1. Okay. They're on a mulligan. That's kind. Okay. So the question is, which of these two do I play? This starts gaining me life quicker. Yeah, I think I'll go with this. I'm a little cold to a Dreadhorde Arcanist right now, which is unfortunate. Don't have a good answer to that one. Yep. Wasn't a ton I could do about that. Alright, we got a lot of options this turn. I kind of want to sit back and force them to have, like, a removal spell or a protection spell to get through this. I don't feel like I'm the aggressor in this matchup at all. So the question is, do I want to play the Blood Tithe Harvester or the Dusk Legion Zealot? Probably the Blood Tithe Harvester, and then I can consider using the blood to pitch this garbage Mutavault. Although Mutavault is somewhat serviceable in this hand, we do have a couple of generic cost cards, and it could cast a Kalidas if we draw it. I think I'm going to play the Blood Tithe Harvester. It gives me the most options. Got a Reckless Rage here is just... I guess he can't kill both. Because Reckless... I mean, he could, but he would have to kill his own creature, which I'd be fine with. Alright. Go. Just going to sit behind our vampires for now. Sure. Alright, well, we held him back. I think I should pitch this Mutavault. I'm just going to use the blood and get rid of this vault, I think. I don't know, maybe I can wait a little longer on using the blood, but it feels like a good turn to get it out of my hand. Although I will say I can double spell if I keep it. Could be relevant. You just missed the land. You know what? I'll keep it. Alright, and now I can double spell this turn if I want. I would have to play the land, play this. Do this. Okay, that seems ridiculous. I feel like attacking with Gifted Aetherborn makes some amount of sense now. I don't think he can really punish that attack. Not with only one land. Could I attack with a Harvester as well? I probably can, right? It's only a 1/3, so maybe I'm being a little too aggressive here, but I think I want to just kill him. He's got all spells in his hand, so I don't want to prolong the game. I'm assuming there's another Anger in my future. I'm going to swing both. I don't think I can get punished by this. I might be missing a spell, but I don't think they have anything that pumps toughness and power. Play this. Go. Little awkward to tap out there, but my opponent probably can pretty safely assume I don't have a removal spell if I let an Anger resolve the first time. Here comes number 2. Wow. Okay. Sure. Sure. I'm just going to no-block this. I'm just going to keep attacking with my creatures. I've got potentially 11 power in play now with the Mutavault, so we're just going to start slamming in and forcing the issue. Yeah, there's a Reckless Rage. It's fine. Sure. Probably just going to attack for... Yeah, now I'm definitely firing up Vault. Alright, well, maybe Mutavault isn't the worst. Let's fire this up. Combat, attack all. Okay. Play this. Go. Sure. Go ahead and Reckless Rage me again. Probably. Yep. Okay. Sure. So they're effectively at 2. Yep. They screwed that up a little bit, but... Okay. Well, they're dead 10 ways over here. I don't think I want to show them Rending Volley, so I think I'm going to Caligan's Command, deal 2 to them, make them discard. It's the most information. Oh, but then I would have to... I could actually lose lethal. Right. Theoretically. I guess just kill this, you discard is the play. See if I can just get a little more. Yeah, he didn't even discard. Smart play from my opponent. Okay. That seemed to work pretty well, so I think I'm going to stay on that plan. I don't love how many cards in my deck specifically only kill white creatures, but I don't have better options, so I think we just have to roll with it. I am curious if Go Blanks are, like, better than Sorin, but I guess Sorin does, like, kill a lot of their cards, too. Can, like, chuck Zealots, so also very good with Fables, so we'll keep them in. There we go. There's the mana base that I knew we'd see eventually. Fortunately, though, if we play the pathway on black, we can still push and Thoughtseize on curve, so I guess the hand is still acceptable, but these are super awkward. Honestly, the whole hand is awkward. This is the type of stuff I was talking about with the mana base. This is a hand that is going to want me... I'm just going to want to die if I draw a Mutavault. Like, I'm going to be furious if I draw a Mutavault with this hand. Like, honestly, the hand is so okay, well, sometimes you just draw perfectly, and nothing matters. I think I kill this immediately, but there's some argument to... You know what? Maybe I actually just let this hang out. I get to see if he has a protection spell. I think I'd rather see his hand and take another threat and threaten push. Huh. It's interesting. It's pretty close. I could also do nothing this turn, and then next turn Thoughtseize plus Fatal Push. Is that better? Probably not. It's almost certainly not better than just Thoughtseizing right now, if we are going to Thoughtseize. I'm leaning towards a Thoughtseize. I guess Dreadbore on turn 2, and then on turn 3, Thoughtseize. That's interesting. Very interesting. Hard turn to figure out. The castle's always going to enter tapped, so I guess like getting it into play right now has some merit, and then I'm getting more information on my Thoughtseize. Yeah, you know what? Go. I think I like this. This is going to make my mana not suck. Like, this, the castle is always entering tapped, unless I top deck a swamp, which is certainly possible, but we've already gotten really lucky with this Haunted Ridge off the top. I'm not going to ask for more from my deck right now. Let's just be disciplined. Sure. Sure. So no matter what, I was getting angered here. And now this turn I can go Thoughtseize you. What's interesting about this too... Okay. Okay. I was going to say, what's interesting about this particular situation is it lets me know if I'm going to draw like a Rending Volley effect too. Alright, let's see what's going on over there. What is going on over there? Wow. Noble Murloc, it's been... I mean, we're in game 3 right now. It's been fine. Oh, boy. All right. The God's Willing is probably what I have to take. Homestead Courage is, like, terrifying, too, but there's really nothing I can do about this. Could also just take the threat, I guess. That's so much damage, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess it's only 5. And then it's 3 every turn after that. I think I actually have to take the Swift Spear. I don't think I can beat this many threats. Appreciate it, Murloc. Thanks a lot for stopping in. Have you heard about the Ragavan giveaway we're doing? I think I've just got to take this threat. I think God's Willing is annoying, but I'm going to have to try just beating it. So, for all our... Once we hit 50 subscribers on the Twitch channel, we're giving away a foil Ragavan. So if you have any interest in that, we would appreciate a sub. Obviously don't have to, but we're going to do a drawing for that monkey once we hit 50. We're at 21 currently. I think I have to take Swift Spear. I don't think I can beat this many threats. If I leave him with this, he plays this, and then he hits me for 10. Or, I guess 8. He would hit me for 8. But that just seems like way too much damage. Especially because I'm losing 2 here. Alright, perfect, Murloc. Thanks a lot. I'm going to take the Swift Spear. Done talking about it. Play this. I'm going to push this right now. Go. Homestead Courage here is going to be brutal, but there's not much I can do about it. It's going to be 5 damage minimum going to my face this turn. Opponent's going to leave up God's Willing. Sure. Alright, I'm going to 8. Now I'll play a Gifted AB. Let's get in the way. Okay, it's a really good draw, I'm not going to lie. Alright. That's not what I want. Let's try and bait that God's Willing. Need to pray to the high heavens that my opponent does not draw Reckless Rage here. If we can put him in a spot where he has to spew the God's Willing, then we can kill his thing with Dreadbore. I'm going to turn off auto yields. I'm going to block. I'm absolutely blocking if he attacks. Yep, that's going to be a block. Block. You may... God's Willing. It's cool with me. Resolves. And now we're just going to have to try and Dreadbore next turn. Sure. I mean, I have to just go for it, right? Does Kalitas do me anything? The only awkward thing about, quote-unquote, going for it is if he does have another God's Willing, he gets a Scry. Maybe I just slam Kalitas. It's tough. It's really tough. I may just slam a Kalitas here, actually. I don't know. That's a really, really hard call. If he doesn't have it, the Dreadbore is, like, great, obviously. But if he does, I'm not sure that I can win this. This deck looks terrible. Doesn't it, though? I think I'm going to play a Kalitas. We're going to play to top decking another hand hate spell. Yeah, James top 8'd the 1K with it this weekend at RIW. I agree, it also is probably not very good. It's probably just much worse than typical red-black, but I don't know, it does some cool things, so I'm not going to bash it a ton until we get more games in. But, like, giving up Bone Crusher Giant, not playing Bone Crusher Giant is probably just a massive punt. The card is so good. I think James is still leaning a little too far into the vampire strat. Oh, no, their deck's actually pretty good. The prowess deck's been putting up some pretty good numbers lately. It's the Virtuoso is messed up, Paul. I don't know if you've seen that one yet. The one that connives every time you target it with a spell. It's a fencing ace with connive. So you can actually turn 3 people, I think, right? Like, stomp me. Okay. I think I just no block this. Yeah, no blocks. I'll risk dying to a stomp there, it's fine. Sure. Huh. Very interesting. I think I'm going to Dreadbore kill this. Yeah, so here's what I'm going to do. Kill this, because this is the scariest threat in play by a mile. And I don't want to take extra damage. And then I can play my Urborg, attack, and then sack the zombie off for 2 more power. Alright. Well, my opponent probably just threw the game away because they forgot I could sack. Well, the prowess deck doesn't look very good when you play like that. Yep. Okay, great. Well, we were handed this match. We also drew pretty well. Mana base thought about screwing us, but we drew well off the top of our deck. It's a pretty different deck, Paul. I don't know. I know Mono Red is not great against Rakdos, but I don't think that deck is great against Rakdos either. Andrew's been trying to figure out how to be better against Rakdos specifically, so I do still think it's tough. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to play the Boros deck sometime this week. Probably tomorrow. I think I want to just jam Rakdos today. Probably do a few leagues of Vampires, maybe a little bit more of the Vintage Cube, depending on where we're at with time and everything. But I'm not going to be hopping off early today because I'm skipping Monday Night Modern. Want to be home whenever Julia gets home. She's been in the UP all weekend. Yeah, Andrew, it's funny you mentioned that, actually. I was going to message you and ask if that made sense. I was going to ask if you could, like, not play 10th District Legionnaire. Like, there has to be... Maybe you don't play Dreadhorde Arcanist because it's so slow. That would be interesting. Yeah, I could buy that, Paul. I really don't know. I don't know. I haven't played the Boros deck myself, so it's hard to say. Swift Spears. I don't know that I would cut Swift Spear. I think that card's good, but you've played the deck more than me, so maybe you're right. I do not know. All right, well, we're going to keep this. I mean, we're doing the thing. Mono green. That's dead. Okay, that's like a perfect draw. We needed a red source, so let's go. We even have Urborg for the Mutavault. So good, man. Alright, we're going to hold that in my hand. Go. Sure. 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 Yep. Mutavault's not really doing me much, so I'm gonna play the Sorin. The question is, how do I want to use my Sorin here? I guess if I plus and put a counter, then next turn we can like play Kalitas plus put a counter. Yeah. We'll still have Sorin. I could cheat in Kalitas. Cheating in Kalitas is kind of interesting because if they attack with this, I can trade and then this just gets exiled. So I'm like giving up my Sorin, but I'm not sure how bad that actually is. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana right now. So a Hydra would be a 2/3 and it fights. So if it fought gifted, it would still just die and give me a 2/2 immediately. That's kind of what I would try, Andrew. It also doesn't mess with the curve of the deck at all. Same curve. It would also be kind of funny if people bring in like random Graveyard 8 cards against you and they just do actual nothing because you don't have Arcanist in your list. I think I actually might want to cheat this into play, which maybe means I should have played Mutavault this turn, but I don't know. I do have a Takanuma to rebuy this too. Yeah, I'm gonna cheat this Kalitas in. The only awkward thing about cheating Kalitas in is then I can't. Let's put this in. Go. Then I can't cheat in a 5-drop if I draw one, but they're gonna attack the Sorin there regardless. So I think this is a little better. Yeah, you might be right, Paul. I'm not sure. Great. Rakdos is here. Cavalier is here. Sure. Got any storms in here? We got one. 9 mana, so they can't flashback storm yet. Thank God. I just have a Karn in hand. Sick. Now they can go get Boat. They can go get a lot of things, but I think they're going to go get Sky Sovereign here and kill the Gifted and then attack and kill my Sorin. I was not going to beat... My opponent had, like, the literal nuts. I don't really know what I could have possibly done to beat this. I am fairly certain Rakdos and Treasure Cruise are living on borrowed time in this format. They are so stupid. Big Rapids Ninja. I've been told a little bit about that build. We could do that. I don't... You know. I think that would be okay. I'm just playing James's list from the weekend. All right. Let's do this. I'm going to attack their Karn with Kalitas here. Problem is, then they can just fire up Boat. And block with Boat. Then I trade my Kalitas for their Boat. I think I have to make that play. Maybe they'll make a mistake. I don't know. Because I can go sack Gifted Aetherborn, Fatal Push, Old Growth Troll. So I'm going to cut them off a lot of mana here at least. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this taps for 5, 6, 7, 8. I can still cut him off the mana to screw me out of the game at least. Or to flashback storms. How many does he have? 2? 1. He's got 1 storm. Could also just sack my Mutavault and keep my gifted Aetherborn. I guess I should have attacked with the Aetherborn. Why didn't I do that? That was really dumb. To not force a block. I just was thinking too much about my sack line with the Kalitas. I didn't even think about sending this as well, but this should have attacked. Although, if they were smart, I mean, they just, like, would have blocked with this, but that then would have changed what I could have done, right? Because I could have fired this up and sacked this and just taken that trade. Mainly, I would have hit Karn for 2. That would have been the big thing here. So this is definitely a punt on my part. That was a horrible, horrible no attack. It's absolutely awful. I probably wasn't going to win the game anyway, but this was, like, really bad. Game is still, in theory, winnable, but it is going to be tough sledding. I don't know. We do have the 1 of K command. If they got Pharaoh's statue me, maybe we can beat them with that. The Kalitas is going to be annoying for them, no question. It's also very awkward. Yeah. A lot of awkward stuff going on here. Go. Now they can fire up the Sky Sovereign and kill the 2/2, which is really unfortunate. Whatever. I've still got a Mutavault I can sack off, so we can make the Kalitas a 7/8 lifelinker. Kalitas, honestly, should be like a 3 of in this deck, too, I think. And I'm pretty sure Larry was up to 3 in his build of Rakdos. But this card is just, like, so good against green. It's so important. It's so important against a lot of decks. It was how we pulled away from Feather, too. Now, granted, they blocked very foolishly in that game, but it was still kind of the nail in the coffin. Really kicking myself that I didn't send that gifted Aetherborn at the Karn. I think my opponent probably would have blocked with their Old Growth Troll, but I don't know. Sure. Part of me almost... Oh, the Meteor Golem. Right. Yeah, they probably would have blocked, right? You have to imagine they would have blocked, but I still should have sent to force the block. Yeah, now they kill my 2/2. Hit me for 11. Yep. Alright. Well, if we were going to draw something, that was it. Go. Not even remotely out of the woods here, but if I draw a K command, that would be interesting. That's so bad for me. It's like free devotion. They hit an Old Growth Troll, too. They definitely have a land in their hand, I think, the way they played last turn as well. We'll see, though. We're 1-0, Ninja. We're 1-0, but my first opponent punted egregiously in Game 3. I think we were turning the corner, but they threw the game away. They forgot I could pump my Kalitas, and it, like, lost the game for them, so... Alright, take infinity damage here. I mean, I don't think I can win if I block, right? There's no way. Just, like, no way. I don't think I have a chance regardless, but... did not plus Karn. Nice. Nice playing, opponent. Well played. Okay, we're dead. I'm not gonna try and tank on this. It's just no way I can win that game. Alright. So, I want all the Noxious Grasps. I want the Dreadbores. Probably it. Gifted Aetherborn has to just be awful in this matchup, right? This card just seems so terrible. There is no way James can convince me that this card is actually supposed to be in the deck. It was pretty good against Feather, but like so would Bone Crusher Giant would have been good against Feather too. So, or Prowess, I should say. I'm gonna cut all these. I think they're awful, and I'm gonna cut the Sorin the Mirthless. The only upside they have in this matchup is that they make the champions better, which is ultimately one of the ways I think we can win this matchup, is just doing this on turn 3 with a Vampire in play off of Sorin, but like... I think this is the correct build. James can tell me Gifted AB is good in this matchup all he wants, but I'm not leaving it in my deck post-board. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about, chat. Like, this hand is perfect if we're just not playing Mutavault in our deck. This could be like actual any other land that produces either of my colors, and we'd be good. But because we have this in our hand, 2 of them, one of the most greedy mana bases I've ever seen, honestly. And I shouldn't be surprised. James typically sends me greedy mana bases, but this is something else. I mean, what do I even do with this hand? Like, I've got good spells. Do I just pray to the gods so that we can find a red source? I've got Push and Thoughtseize. Like, a Mull to 6 is not actually going to be much better than this hand. I can't do it on turn 1, but I'm going to keep it because I've got Push and Thoughtseize. I think having a Push Thoughtseize hand is just that good. And if I do draw a red source, I can Fable one of these terrible Mutavaults away. But there's, like, no way Mutavault should be in our deck. Not a chance. I mean, this is completely unacceptable. Like... Magic has enough variance in it as it is. Just making a mana base that can... Like, this 7 is actually perfect if my mana is even remotely functional. It's even good enough for me to keep with 2 Mutavaults in it. Locktwain is similarly terrible. Yes, Locktwain is also bad. But, I will say, at least... Alright, well, that was like a perfect draw. I think I do need to kill the elf. Yup, I know. I mentioned that at the beginning. Although, the normal red-black decks do that too, so it might just be kind of a concession to, like, want... But the thing is, this Vampires deck has a lot of card advantage, so it might not even need to do this. The typical Rakdos deck kind of needs to do it, I think, just to have a little bit of card advantage. But this deck has a lot of it, inherently. Yup, that's what I thought too, Paul. I don't like the channel lands either. Anyway. The Mountain, we don't need Mountain, right? This one is just better than basic Mountain, I think. Because Field of Ruin's not really a card in this format that people play. Alright, I'm going to play my spell now. And I'm going to play the Sokenzan. Voldaren Estate is also terrible, I agree. That should not be in the deck either. But whatever, I'm going to run it as James played it, and I'll give him all this feedback later. But the mana base is egregious. Okay, Haven, sure. Alright, that was like an excellent, excellent draw. Fable. Go. Like, we might be able to get away with, like, 2 Mutavaults, but 4 is just insane. Yeah, I don't know. We'll make edits to it after the league. Like I said, I'm just playing it as James built it, and I'm going to give him feedback. But yeah, the mana base, I knew the mana base was going to be awful. Like, I could tell by looking at it on paper it was bad. I watched some of Larry's games, and the mana base just lost him a few games, and it's just so unacceptable to lose games to your own deck construction, which is literally all it is. Okay. Well, that's actually kind of interesting, but... Alright. I hate this. We play 4 champions, right? I don't need to keep this right now. We can find another one. I think it's greedy to keep this. Yeah, I'm pitching that right now. Okay. Classic. Holy smokes. No, I want to keep command for sure. I'm not going to ditch command when they're very likely going to Karn us in the near future, but I see the argument for it. I don't think I like it. Oh, buddy. That is a hand, if I've ever seen one. I think I need to take a Cavalier. Karn I can beat because we kept the K command, so let's try to punish the Karn. We can also pressure it. I just need to leave it alone. I'm going to take a Cavalier. Beating one of these is hard enough. Beating 2 is just a massive ask. I am going to pressure the Kiora here. Play this. I can ditch the blood later, so there's no reason to ditch it now. Castle go. Yeah, I don't know, Paul. Well, like I said, I'm not really worried about it right now. I know the mana base is not good. It was like very obvious. It's obvious even looking at the deck on paper, right? Like you can tell the mana base is insanely greedy. That was the first thing I said about the deck before we even hopped in this league today, is that the mana base is ungodly greedy. All right, well that's a really good draw. Okay. So let's do this. What's he going to do? Put another Cavalier on top? That'd be fine. Kill this. What are you putting on top? Oh. Then I can K-command, kill this, you discard, and kill this. Okay. I could also... Oh, no. I'm going to return the champion from my graveyard to my hand so I can start cloning champion every turn if I want to. That's cracked. Alright, that's disgusting. That was another reason to pitch this, I guess, is that K-Command could buy it back. Kill the Kiora, please. So he's got another Cavalier, but it's no guarantee he can even cast it, right? His hand is Karn, Pelukranos. Yeah, we know his whole hand. He can't cast that. He probably gets a land here with Karn, honestly. Pithing Needle. Okay. Alright. I would like to do this twice, I think, so let's... Oh, I can't activate my... But what I can do is... Okay, so we're gonna... play this. Okay. Play this. Clone this. We are going off. This at the Karn, this at you, this at you. I will say the Mutavaults are going to look good now, but... Go. Sure. You got it. Very dead. Do we just have lethal here? Got really close, right? 2, 4, 5, 6, 9, 13. I can 13 my opponent here if I fire up both vaults. Or I could just get more stuff into play. Oh, I have a bunch of treasures here, too. Yeah, no, I agree, Paul. I agree. I know. Well, we're going to kill this. Let's just start with that. Okay. Few ways to play this. I could play this and lose 4, draw 4. That seems kind of gas. I think I'm just going to do that because it's fun. Not even necessarily because it's correct, but it might even be correct. I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and draw 4 cards. God, Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I mean, really, all this game has shown us is that Fable of the Mirror Breaker is cracked in half. Which nobody needed to tell anybody that. That was already obvious. Well, we're at least going to force Game 3 with one of the best decks in the format, so that's nice. I did draw very well to get out of that, but our opener was... the mana base was horrendous. Honestly, if the mana base gets adjusted here, I actually think this deck is good. I think Fable is insane with vampires. Adding Harvester is very good. And I think this deck attacks on a different axis than the other Rakdos deck. Like, because this one can just accumulate so many cards. And Sorin's really messed up. I mean, it's a different deck. I wouldn't say it's necessarily worse than the other Rakdos deck. It's just different. But I do think there's some argument to also just play Bone Crusher in this deck. But we'll get to all that later. I think, like I've said, I think Gifted is nonsense. I think it's too hard on the mana. I think Mutavault is nonsense. And we talked about the Channel Lands probably being nonsense. The castles are pretty awkward too. Voldaren Estate. But I think the spells, other than Gifted Aetherborn, make a lot of sense, actually. Alright, well, it's keepable. It's not amazing, but I'm going to keep it. It's pretty slow. But I don't think I can mulligan this. I agree, Dewey. I think it's just bad, honestly. I don't think you want it at all, but... Okay, well, I don't have a 1-mana play. This is going to come into play untapped later anyway. Let's just play this on black. Go. Maybe I should... You know what? I probably should have played this. Because now I've locked myself into needing to play this on red, which may not have been correct. That's alright. We'll be okay. Ooh, that was a really good draw, though. How do we want to play this? So I can go... I can go Dusk Legion Zealot and then Sorin plus sack it, kill this. Or I can just play a Blood Tithe Harvester. Blood Tithe Harvester. This is really bad if he has Land Hydra. This pressures Karn better. I'm going to play this. Go. Don't love my position, but don't hate it either, I guess. You realize Sorin... the deal with that was. But to continue my point that I was saying a moment ago, I think that is very aggressive to say that this deck can't win against aggro without Gifted AB. I think Rakdos in general is one of the harder matchups for Red anyway. I'd probably go up to a third Kalitas in future builds of this. Oh, God. Oh, God. All right. But... All right, chat. Sorry again. I don't know what is going on. It's not even saying that I'm disconnecting from the internet, so I have no idea what the deal is right now. Sorry about the annoyances. But, Paul, I think this deck is actually, like, fine against Red, even without Gifted AB. You still have Kalitas. You have a thing that just chucks and lightning helixes. Like, I feel like you'd be okay. Maybe. It depends if you draw them, right? Without Sorin, too. Like, if you draw champions with Sorin, they're still excellent. You cheat it in, and then you start plussing Sorin and giving life. I just think you're overestimating how good the matchup is for Red. Also, I was going to say, Gifted AB doesn't even help you that much. It dies. The list I saw yesterday, the one that won the 7-0'd the challenge. What's up, Bossum? The one that 7-0'd the challenge was on 4 Lightning Strike, 4 Skewers. So, like, your Gifteds are just dead in that matchup anyway. And it's not like we're cutting Gifteds for things we can't play. We're going to play Bone Crusher instead, right? Oh, I can't beat that ever. What a hand. What a top deck. Opponent top decks the Nykthos on us. It's good stuff. Yeah. Oh, is this a Hydra? All right. I don't think it's possible for me to win this game from this point, but we'll try. We'll see what happens. Mono green 3 matches in a row. Yeah, man. I mean, it's this and Phoenix, right? Those are the 2 best decks, and then you've got some other good decks too. Then it's Rakdos. Those are like the top 3 decks by a mile. I don't even think it's remotely close. And then you've got like the control variants. I should probably throw blue-white control in there too. You've got blue-white, and then the Esper builds that top 8'd the NRG. But it's not like Well, the good news is, even if we were playing normal Rakdos, we probably weren't winning. Although I do think our odds are higher with normal Rakdos. Phoenix is busted, dude. Phoenix is so good. I love that deck. Very likely what I'm going to play until they inevitably probably ban Treasure Cruise, but who knows when or if they'll ban it, but I think there will be another string of bans in Pioneer fairly soon. I do not think Iteration even remotely solved anything. Yeah, I agree. What am I thinking? What do you mean? I'm thinking Phoenix is gas, is what I'm thinking. The deck's insane, man. My only losses at the NRG were to one game I couldn't find a third bird in 47 cards. Like, that is what it is. I'm not going to win with anything if I can't find 3 copies of my namesake card in 47 cards. That'd be like me playing Amulet Titan and seeing 2 amulets and love this Mutavault, man. Mutavault just MVP. MVP. All right, we got a mulligan that one. Not even I can keep that. All right, well, I know what we're putting on the box. I think this is literally the worst Mutavault deck I've ever seen. I've ever played, ever seen. It's just so unbelievable how bad it is. Look at this. I can't even double spell next turn. I'm going to play a 3rd land and I cannot double spell. It's just... It's unreal how bad it is. Like, you just... Holy draw. I don't even put a counter here and just have it in play. It is kind of nice. Or I could just deploy another Gifted AB, which is probably another one. I think it's better than playing a Sorin here, to be completely honest. RE Mutavault, when the top aggro decks aren't playing it, maybe that's a sign. That is true. All right, well, that draw was... And then... Let's just get the flyer off the table. If they want to invest a bunch of mana into these Ascendant Spirits, there's no way they can win. I'll shut up about Gifted Aetherborn, because it's, like, easily going to win us this game. Yeah. To be fair, our opponent keeping a 1-lander and then playing, like, 2 things that didn't matter at all also won us this game, but that's beside the point. Nice. Mutavault just looking premium. Like, mulligan these 5 spells. They're just looking premium. Like, this is just a horribly constructed mana base. I'm going to get on James so much about this mana base. It is literally... this might be the worst mana base I've ever played in my life. Like, how in the hell did he think this was good? Question of the game. If it helps you make... Yeah, I agree, Paul. Cards, and my Fable could dig me out of this, so... Red mana. Let's just top in hindsight, but... Nice! This league, just losing to our mana. Love it. Just good deck building. Well done, James. Yeah, DBZ player, he got lucky. I mean, right? How does anybody top 8 any event constructed, which made him had to run hotter than normal? My opponent 100% has Rattle Chains in hand because they didn't pump this last turn. They could have a counter, I guess, but let this get countered. Sure. Yes, Dewey, I am. I'm going to run it back with an actual good mana base and different cards, and yeah, it's going to just be a different... I mean, it's still going to be the same idea. It's still going to be Rakdos Vampires, but it's just going to be built better. Alright, there's no way I can beat this ever. Opponent just has a... Looks like you're playing it. Doesn't that make it yours? You know, that's... I don't think that... Dude. Oh, man. I like good deck building is what I like, and this is not it. Well, this card's too expensive, so I think I'm going to pitch this. Now, I'm going to have to play this on red again. Oh, they're terrible. They're awful. They're a joke. The Mutavaults are so bad, it's just comedy. Like, I'm happy. I'm really sad at the beginning of this stream. The Mutavaults looks even better, but I think I'm just going to kill that immediately and not even let them... I have more black sources than red sources, right? By a pretty significant amount. Probably, Zach, yeah. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough, Paul. Zach, yeah, probably. It probably is just a worse version of the other black-red deck. But I'm going to do another league with a better mana base. Let's get rid of this fricking Mutavault. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of the other Fable. I'm not into it. Okay. Lips. That is for... Fire Muta and get in. Oops. Click through the fire. We're good. Or with the Fable, rather. Maybe I should... 2 for 1-ing my opponent. Yep. Not very good. See if we can pay off this Mutavault. Get in there, Mutavault. I'm going to leave these in my hand in case we draw another Fable. Yeah, I agree. Second Muta would have been awesome. I don't think I was supposed to keep it, but maybe I was. Who knows? I didn't know about the double slip out the back, obviously, when I made that decision, so it's kind of what it is. I think you just have to take. Chump blocking's not going to win me. Okay, they don't have anything. Gifted was, yeah, like, insanely good. I'm just not sure it should be 4. They probably have to make this play, but I still think it's, like, quite good for me. That one's newly controlled, so I want this one. Opponent should definitely be activating their Sailor here and looking for a Lord, I think. Although, I don't know. We'll see what they do. Yeah. Makes sense. Despite the worst I think I've ever played, certainly the worst one I've ever played on Moto, and the Mutavaults have, and the Mutavaults have been not saying they're good or remotely playable in this deck, but they did come through. I could maybe buy like 1 or 2 if we went up to 25 lands. Same type of concept. Yeah, I do too, Paul. If we go up to a 25th land and then play 2, I think that's what I would do. I think we have to decide if we would rather have Mutavault or Castle. I don't think I want to play both. That Voldaren estate I've always thought was total nonsense. I don't really get why people... Ooh, buddy. My favorite deck change. Add a land. Yeah, that's fair. I always like doing that too. Try it. If we ever draw a Sorin, we can cheat these in, so maybe it's good. You need to play 4 of this card. Favorite. Of deuces? Oh boy. I can't wait to miss lands and lose to this. It's probably just humans is what's probably happening, but... Cut the companion. Oh, I see. We're going to cheat this into play. And then you have to listen to the name Orzhov Deuces one more time. This is a lot less greedy. Then we just get to exile this garbage forever. I think that's why I didn't go with the other play. Why would you ever attack here? Alright. Let's say attacking there just doesn't make any sense. Huh. Probably just like... Pop the blood. Yeah, I could buy getting rid of one of these. We don't need 2 of this. I think I'm into that. Oh, baby. Now we're talking. God, we should have actually popped blood first. That was on me. Because then I would have known to play this and sack it, because I like this so much better with Fable. But what? Sure. We're dead. Can't win. Oh, no. Andy made it indestructible? Fable. Sued. I'm still going to double block the Thraben. It's going to be completely broken with Fable. Take the Thraben Enders. Play this. Oh, well. Okay. Blocks. Here... Actually, no. Here, they'll sack their Dauntless. I think. And let's fire it up with black mana. It's like this. It is pretty mediocre, but like, I don't know. It's a bad top deck, I'll give it that. I think it's, like, very good on turn 1 still. But, whatever. When you open hands like this, who cares? Yeah, that I could buy that. 1 Seas, 1 Fable, 1 of something else. Could maybe buy that. Mana, it's unreal. Gifted Aether. Go. We'll see what my opponent does. I may Fatal Push this, I may not. I would like to not. He very could get punished for this, but I think this is right. Let's just remove his pressure. He, like, has to take my Gifted Aetherborn, unless he has a kill spell for it, but... Gifted's just going to be a nightmare for him if he is missing a land. Yeah. Okay, he had the land. It's a Ganjo. Sure. That's annoying. That is annoying right there. Their deck is lies. Yeah, I know it is. Hold on. They played Luminarch Aspirant. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the push was bad, but, like, I would have been taking a bunch of damage from it. I'd be down 4 life, so it did save me 4 life. Was that worth a card? I don't know. Yeah, I just have to let this happen. There's no way. rude, man. If they play another one. In fact, I think I'd prefer if they play another one. I just double block Thraben Inspector with 2/2 and 1/1 here, right? Huh. Nice. This one can block freely because we have another one in our hand, so I'm not... But here we are. I'm just going to chuck this and kill this. Although I'm going to be in big trouble. I wonder if that's actually wrong. I could make is plus give this lifelink death touch attack. It's 3 damage. It's fine. Yeah. Don't think it's possible to lose to any combination of 2 cards here. Removal spell plus Lieutenant to kill me. Sure. I don't even think I block. I think blocking here is actually wrong. So I just go to 1. Maybe. That may have been right. It's just the mana base is pretty bad right now, but... Voldaren Estate. Nice. At least it can cast this. I'm going to keep this. Nice. I love playing Guildgate. These enter untapped. So I think I actually play this. Right? Because I can go this, 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 and then all our lands enter untapped. So let's do this first. There's very little downside to that play. Kill her. I'm not letting that stay. I do just have to respect this card, right? There's no way I can leave this in play, I don't think. Yeah. Just makes everything else in their deck that much better. I guess I'll just play one of these tapped. I could, I guess, rep another push. Because what's going to happen? Go. Yeah, I agree, Phoenix. It certainly does. Certainly does. Deal. Land in their hand, and they're just trying to activate this next game. Seen, but it's not the worst either, so here we go. All. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It definitely can. Oh, boy. That is going to be really frustrating if we can't cast that because of our awful mana base. It's going to attack and play Fable, for sure. Ah. Sorin the Mirthless is not, like, the worst, but I don't think it's quite what I want. I think I get rid of this. I like the push, because next turn I'm just going to go Dreadbore push them. This here, that is for sure. Heck, this for black. Do all this, lose 2, draw 2. But yeah, I can just like kill his entire board next turn. Yep. Politis is just a little more impact. God damn it, dude. What is this? This is a 3 of. Stop having it in your opener every single game. You animal. Alright, well, that's really bad. Play this first, because I don't plan on pushing now with a Shaper's Sanctuary in play. Yeah, all things considered. Makes playing this look really... They did play Mutavault, yeah, because they... Go. Sure. This is really annoying. Alright, well, opponent's going to draw a lot of cards. I'm just going to go kill, fire up, hit you for 9. Yup, the good old red philosophy is certainly holding true here. It's for Thought Season. I think the only way they could win is like Coco into double Apparition would maybe give them a chance. I don't even know any way to gain life. Oh, that's pretty funny. That is really funny. I hate this card in them. I think the Soken'Zan is free, but we could just make it a dual land of some kind, so let's cut it for now. Maximum, I'm only going to play 2 Mutavaults. And Castle Locktoin is nonsense. Okay. Lowering your potential to nut draw seems like a bad idea. I don't care. I really don't care. How many times did we cut this card? We cut this card like in 3 of our matches, right? Like, I get nut drawing's good, but we still have 3 of them. And we need to add 8 lands still. So the first thing we're going to do, first question I have. Did I cut the channel lands? I cut the black one and the red one. Yeah, I cut them. Yeah, I'm wondering if we can make that one work. I don't think we can make Summit quite pan out, but maybe we could. Maybe if we played a couple Canyon Sloughs. I guess we'd like add a couple Summits and then all Swamps. Yeah, I think the Ghoul's a little cute. There are just too many other good cards to play. We already are doing a lot on turn 3. Like, Ghoul's not better than any of these. And I don't really want to increase the number of 3-drops, but I do agree. Ghoul's sweet. It's like win more, I think. 1 Summit, straight up Swamps. Let's try 2 Summit. We currently have 12. And Urborg counts, so we have 13. Huh. Let's just play 1 and add a mountain, I guess. It's fine. Okay. I want to play 3 Kalitas for sure. Wanted that in almost every matchup. Keep a way to kill things. Maybe and cut another Gifted Aetherborn and play 2 Bloodchief's Thirst. We could also main deck the Dreadbores now that we've fixed our mana immense. So how can we build our deck in such a way that we are making that... Yeah, maybe a couple Dreadbores makes sense. Targeted dis. That's how you actually beat green. You get Kalitas into play and kill their things. Yeah, 3 go blank 4 leyline is pretty probably a little bit aggressive. I'm going to put the Dreadbores in the main so we have more sideboard slots to play with. And I'm going to cut 1 more of these. And I think this is going to be what we try this league. Yeah, I think that makes sense to me. Questionable, huh? I don't know, man. I think Boar is like really good in this format, but you don't have that much red. I mean, we added some red, right? We've got 14 red sources. It's no different than trying to cast these. Literally any of our other red cards is exactly the same. It has 1 pip. We also have more than 12. It's 4. No, we're up on sources. One more. Is Mutavault just bad? Are we just like falling for a trap? It was good. It was like good in our games in the mid to late game. But like, would we have been able to win those games without Mutavault? I think the answer to some of those is yes. What's up, Logan? How's it going, man? Why are there no hives? I mean, we could play Hive, I guess, instead of Mutavault. We could just cut Mutavault and play Hive. The question is Mutavault better than those in this deck, though, because of Sorin and Champion? And the answer might be yes. Currently 89% to have a red source on turn 2. Okay, that's, like, really good. That seems good enough for me. Sure. Which we would be willing to do that if we needed to. It's a little easier on the mana. Also better against some decks. Yeah, I agree. So we'll keep 2. That's fine. All right, we're gonna try some Bloodchief's Thirst in our main deck. It's also another really good answer to Ledger Shredder when we run into those matchups, so that's kind of cool. Could also do a 1-1 split. Yeah, I actually like that. Let's do a 1-1 split. Frees up a spot in the sideboard, which is nice. We'll figure all that out in a minute. Do we like this main deck? Do we like the main deck? I think everything now pretty much makes sense. pretty happy with all of it, I think. Yeah, we're going to give that a try. Yeah, let's look at this sideboard, because I agree, there's definitely an excessive amount of graveyard hate. I'm going to keep... I think a couple go blanks still might be okay. But... we'll try. Red Larry's been telling me he's liked it in the matchup, so... an excessive amount of non-Hearse graveyard hate. Actually, that's a good point. Hearse is probably very good in this deck. We have, like, all our stuff crew... well, I guess we did cut some gifteds, but, like, we didn't crew it with a lot of stuff. Phoenix player perspective, I hated when my opponent... like, I couldn't beat this card, so... I think I am going to... yeah, Hearse is beatable, though, right? Especially for Phoenix. They have a Braid. They're going to bring a Braids in this matchup anyway. So, and a good player is just going to patiently wait until they find it. They see their entire deck, so they'll have no problem finding the Abrade to blow up Hearse. Are we willing to mulligan to Leyline in the matchup? I don't know that we're going to mulligan to it, but... I don't think Hearse is great either to Candio. I think it's a little overrated. I think good players can play through Hearse pretty easily and find answers to it. Leyline's a lot different. Well, the nice thing is we have Fables to pitch them. Consistently unimpressed. Yeah, that's fair. I haven't played much Hearse myself, but I've played against it and beaten it most times, so... I think I want to keep the Leylines. Another Rending Volley. I wouldn't hate Duress. I wouldn't hate maybe putting the Sorin the Mirthless in the sideboard. I could buy that. I'm just not about it in the main deck. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Kind of sweet in the board. I could buy that. I just am not about it. Cobrew as a one of. Give Duress or give me death, Paul says. Yeah, Duress is not bad. Because we have all the ley lines, let's just see how the deck functions with no... There's an argument Rending Volley would be better. Even against green. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I guess it is actually, like... it hits a fair amount of their things. Excuse me. It hits all the problem cards. Well, it doesn't hit Cavalier. I would definitely consider Cavalier a problem card, but I agree it hits everything else. Alright, so we're going to run this. So I need to get... deck builder, please. Alright, clear all this. So what do I need? Fry, 2 Duress. Fry. Duress. Thirst. Summit. Is that it? Kalitas. One more Kalitas. I think that's it, though. Just those 6, pretty sure. Yep, we have all the swamps. I could actually buy playing a second Urborg in this deck, too, because we're on the Fables and all that, but it's a conversation for a different time. Honestly, Paul, that's a good question. I don't know. Kind of worse Cry of the Carnarium. Cry's a little awkward for us. Well, yeah. We do have a lot of non-vampires now, so it's like awkward. I don't know. I'm going to keep it in the board. I don't feel like running any more cards. I think we're good to go once we have all this. It might just be better as another Rending Volley in this format. Lifebane Zombie? Lifebane Zombie with Fable is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. You're not wrong. That is pretty sick, actually. That's something to try in normal Black-Red, too. Yeah, that seems really good, actually. They can't block it, either. There's, like, nothing in their deck that can block it, so it's a 3-1 unblockable all game. Try. The Trespassers with Lifebane Zombies in the green matchup. So I think I would just want a full set of 4 in my sideboard to just really see how good it is against green. But it seems, in theory, actually quite sick. Pressures the walkers beautifully. Can Lifebane Zombie hit Planeswalkers? It can't, right? It can only hit creatures. But that's using the... Now it's more of our vamps, but... Xenagos Planeswalker. I forgot that one was legal. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, the question is what does that card fit into? Would it be good in these Transmogrify decks? Seems okay in the Transmogrify archetype. It, like, pluses so you can play your bombs if you draw your bombs. It makes tokens to sack to Transmogrify. Yeah, I mean, we're going to keep this. Not the best hand ever, but not the worst either. That is true, Paul. You're not wrong. But if we were to find a spot where it would make sense, I think in those decks are where we'd want it. Are we playing... Just be all in on the Book of Exalted Deeds combo. That Adeline... Yes. Seems fine. Shucks. Come on, man. We don't want to draw all these Sorens. Alright, well... does this need to go on black or red? It's a tough call. Sorens. So I think I'm supposed to actually play this on red. I'm going to play it on red. I think that's the If they want to deck and stone this, they are more than welcome. Okay. I'm happy with any land at this point, so I don't really care. We're just going to get the summit into play, I think. Go. That is so dumb. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I have to play this. They this game. I'm proud of them. I'm just gonna game, but we drew Trip Soren. Well, we're gonna keep our hand of 4 kill spells. Go. Fine, that one's just gonna beat me up for a while, I think. That was a good draw. I think I block. I think I'm fine with this trade. I don't really want to take that damage. I guess I could just keep this in play. Interesting. Yeah, regular red-black does play it, Paul, for sure. The only thing we're getting in this deck is Sorin Champion, basically. All the rest of our... Okay. Or a Sorin. I'm going to do it now. Okay. Three. It's going to try and put that pressure on the opponent. I think we're in a good spot to do that right now still. Sure. Yep. Fine by me. Okay. Definitely pitching that. Go. Trying to play around Brave the Elements as best I can. Leaving this one in my hand so I can kill this Adeline that they just top decked. Yep. Okay. Oh yeah, baby. Let's go. I 5 you. Opponent conceding until we know we have a solid matchup with the big three, which are Phoenix, Mono Green, and Rakdos. All right, run it back. Keep. Curses. All right. Play this. Go. Yeah, I'm definitely killing that here. Then we're going to shock and play Gifted this turn, I think. Next turn, play Fable. Go. Okay, fine with me. That's a little bit annoying. Alright. Get that indestructible for... Yeah, then he can't flip. Sure. Fable, your turn. Yeah, definitely Fable. Let's get this going. It's the most... I guess, I mean, I could, like... Do I get rid of the other one, too? Probably not. I have... Probably not. I have... Huh. Mutavault, too. later. I want to have mana to potentially pop my Clue. Like in a turn or two. Adeline. Yeah. Double blocks, I just push one. I just don't need to do that, though. Let's just kill his guy. Wow, dude. That's insane, Matt. It's so crazy, dude. Freaking nuts, man. Sure. Opponent, I think, is in quite a bad position at the moment. That deck got a lot worse without iteration, Paul. That deck got hurt by the banning, actually, pretty badly. It was first. We're just going to say go. We'll wait on that one for now to pitch. All right. I probably want to stop screwing around. Let's pop this. Holy shit. All right. I think I cloned this in attack now. There we go. There's a real card. Took us a while to find one, but we did it. 3U. We did. We did, Larry. We got the 4-1, and now we've adjusted the mana base to make it not awful, so... Go for the push. They might have Brave the Element. Actually, Brave only protects white. I'll take 2. No, we're still playing 2 vaults, Larry, but we went up a land and down 2. We're also playing a Dragon Skull Summit now. That's a good draw. Play this. Trigger. Combat for you. Do the end step hard on the Brave the Elements there. Pretty sure that was how that worked. It's better to leave the land in hand for now to make the chapter 2 here as good as it. A few games where I just like YOLO kept really entire life, and the worst mana base I've ever played in my entire life in Magic. That was so bad. The mana was a joke. Export. I'm gonna overwrite the other build. The other build was terrible, and then we're gonna real quick put that in the Cardboard Live. All right, Cardboard Live. I did message him, though. I think there's some potential for this build. It does There are some really good things going on. I'm not sure that it's better than normal black-red, but I will say, Larry, Gifted Aetherborn has actually been pretty impressive. So I do think he was right that there should be some number, but I think 4 was a little crazy, especially with the mana base the way it was. One second here, chat. I'm making sure I get the correct list on the Cardboard Live, then we'll get back to it here. There we go. Yeah, I guess, Paul. You and I are just approaching the matchup differently. I don't think this deck can out-aggro green like ever. It's just so unlikely. We got to hit a land. I almost want to play this because it makes it a 1K with it. And send tomorrow, I think. Huh. So, this... Playing this insane. You heard Andrew is top 5 discipline play to do this. Going to play a Cavalier this turn, which is what I care about. I think I'm just going to slam a Fable. Actually, might play. So, I just don't... The red-white aggro deck. As Andrew would say, the premier aggro deck in Pioneer. Thought seizing. All right, their hand is ass. Land number. Goodbye. Really going off. Whew. All right, we're going to keep this. I think we just kind of... I mean, I could go to 5, I guess. Maybe I just go to 5. I guess I'm just going to go to 5. This hand's, like, really bad. We just don't interact at all. Yeah, this isn't going to work. Mulligan. All right. 2 Thoughtseize. If we get to the point where they combo kill me, I lost anyway. Like, that's fine. Save yourself. Oh, sure. Okay. That actually is fine. You're right. All right. I think the strategy this game just needs to be take their payoff, and hopefully we find a 1-for-1 kill spell here. So I'm going to let them have the mana, and I'm going to take Cavalier and Karn, very likely. The first thing I'm going to take is Karn. Next turn, we probably want to play this on curve. That makes sense, Paul. I was just thinking about later, if we draw a Mutavault, maybe we want it to be... I think, like, if I were playing a paper tournament, I think keeping the Urborg is correct, considering we only have 1 in the deck. But on Moto, you're right. I lost a lot of click value here. Okay, never mind. We're just... And we'll hope to draw a single kill spell for Palooka. Push actually does it, too, if we lose a... Yeah, it is, Paul. You're right. Well, now they get to play the Palooka. It's a little bit scary, but whatever. It is what it is. All right, well, now we could theoretically do that. Do I need multiple red sources? I really don't. I think I still just want to play the Urborg. The Blood Tithe Harvester plus Dreadbore at some point. Maybe we'd want... So they still have Oath and... What was the other card? The Haven, right? That is true, Larry. You're not wrong. I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to we're going to play. Really wasting more time thinking about the clicks than actually just putting the land into play. Took a forest. Is interesting to me. I actually think killing the Hydra there was bad. I think I should have just left him with the Hydra. Huh. Just gonna... Yeah, I should have let my opponent just rumble with the Hydra this turn because it would have made me have... It's a really, really good draw. Alright, I'm just going to play the land. Spot right now. Honestly. It's fine. Sure. They don't have a storm, do they? No, they don't. Okay. I'm just going to make a clone of Harvester right now. Pitch this trap. Worse to a Karn. Uh-oh. Which is unfortunate, but I don't think we can win the game if I don't find a way to... Huh. Sure. Go. It's going to F6 again. Let's just let them waste time. None of my decisions probably matter anymore in this game. None of my decisions probably matter anymore in this game. Do you think we kill it immediately? Awkward. Nice. He didn't even have another play. That's insane. Okay. That's a good one. Do I just kill... So, I could just kill the Kiora. It's probably bad, though. I think... Blood. That's exactly why we did that. Okay, let's Thoughtseize and see what we're dealing with. A lot of good stuff over there. They just take the Cavalier. I can beat Karn with this hand. They can't Storm quite yet. Or turn off of Storm. Cavalier is just a massive roadblock. I'm taking Cavalier here for sure. 5 plus 8. Yeah, I just don't think I have quite enough damage on them. Let's try to control the board. Go. Then I get to kill both walkers, so I think I'm okay with that. Sure. I think that's what's going to happen here. Oh. Oh, you know what's pretty wild here? I can actually go plus Sorin onto Blood Tithe, make it a 4-3, play Sorin, plus Sorin onto Blood Tithe, make it a 5-4, and then kill both walkers. Then they can Sky Sovereign Sorin. That's literally the best play they'll have. Is that correct? It might actually be. Love it. Paul loves it. He's in. All right, I'm in too. Still going to leave. I think I have to kill both walkers here. Otherwise, they get to storm the festival, which seems poor. Go. Oh, do they not have a land? If they don't have a land, they're going to die. I knew that was coming. That's fine. What? Doing that and stuff. Well. I'm going to put the counter here. Why the hell did they play Carroted last turn? They have a Storm in hand, don't they? I swore they had a Storm in their hand. Oh, boy. If they get... So... I can't let this Cavalier die, is the... So I guess maybe because then... Storm. So maybe I do just have to attack here and let them do... So they don't top deck a land, then I don't have to lose this. I guess I could... Let's do that. That was an aggressive no block from our opponent because now they're just dead to this Sorin. Like, I can just uptick and helix their head now. So I think they had to block. Them not blocking probably lost them the game, hopefully. Oh, God. Now they get to Storm. This card is so stupid, man. Such a dumb card. But they're out of mana. But I think it has to be Karn Pithing Needle. And then I still have 2 threats. So, barring something insane, King with Cavalier gave them, like, no chance. I don't know. I could be wrong, but... Draw 2. They've not played a land, but they've already used Kiora. Yeah, they're dead. It's like a college football score. Yep. Boom. We're 2-0 now to Candio. We just beat Mono Green. And 6-1 actually on the day. So, been doing pretty well. Doing pretty well. Enchantress deck. And by Enchantress, I mean like the Birthing Pod playing the the Esper deck. Never mind. This is just Esper control. Got it. Okay. Our hand is pretty bad against Esper. It's like very bad against Esper, but here we are. Well, that's a good one. It's about to get a lot better against Esper if they don't counter that. Sure. That's a little awkward thing too. Like, helps their mana combat. And then Fable you. The discard on Fable. Maybe I should have actually played Sorin. I probably should have played Sorin. That was dumb. I think here I am going to play Sorin and just plus on the Gifted. of sense. Sure, we have Dreadbore for that. They've already used one of their 2 vetoes, so hopefully they don't have the second. If they have 2 in their 80-card deck, I'm going to be pretty pissed off. Not going to lie, but here we are. Yeah, that just needs to die. Okay. I'm going to hold this in hand for now. Dude. Really anything other than this would have been fine. I'll play one of these. I do, for the record, like, I really do think it's right to only play 3 of these. I think 4 is... See, in this specific matchup, yes, I wish we had... Typically, this is fine. Alright, so this is actually interesting. I think this goes... Not the most... Alright, Fable's going to be able to get rid of all these excess land. Sure, that's dead. Well, now I'm just going to resolve Fable. Sure. Here. Okay. Now what? I almost like playing Fable and just not even playing a land and pitching these 2 lands, but that's probably a little ridiculous. Could just play land, leave up Caligan's Command. I don't quite know if that's correct, though. Huh. Tough call. Yeah, I'm just debating if I just want to pitch both these lands. I kind of do. Like, I don't need more mana right now at all. I think that's going to be the play. You like land, hold up, K command. Because they're probably not going to verdict. They have, like, Void Ring. Whatever. We'll do this. Life total. Like, we didn't pressure the board enough. I don't know. Either way, we're going to do this. Yeah, they're deluging here. Why on earth? Worst plays I've ever seen. Actually one of the worst plays I've ever seen. I'm bad damage. Yeah, I don't know. Cool about, but... Oh, I guess they're trying to pressure Sorin. Yeah. It's fine. Doesn't get much more simple than that. I'm not going to fry this 2-2. It's like very low chance that is correct. Nothing. Go. Fumbling. We've gained 13 life that we shouldn't have gained, which is going to be... Okay, they didn't shock, which means they don't have a veto. Seems good for me in this order, I think. Oh, that Oath of Kaya is going bye-bye. Combat. Sure. Okay. So, I guess I'm going to clone the 2/2 token with Reflection because it's by far the worst thing in play. Yeah, this hand's not amazing, but I do... Man, this hand is really banking on Fable resolving. I still think I need to keep this, but this is a hand that could definitely just lose to a counterspell, which is awkward. Terrible draw. Horrible, horrible draw. It's a perfect draw. All right, that was actually perfect. Not a single better draw in the deck because... Next turn is when we start playing cards that matter because it's their deluge turn. Sure. Sure. So they're gonna... We're gonna be bad to a verdict anyway. I may actually hold that. I think... misclick in the chat. I don't use chat when I'm streaming. Just a classic kill me. Or don't verdict. It's a matchup where you definitely need it. We didn't draw our Sorin. The 4-mana one would have been insane. It was unfortunate. I mean, I think this vampire deck is certainly worse against like control. The problem is Gifted Aetherborn is just next to do nothing, right? And Sorin doesn't really do that much either. Whereas like if we're playing red-black, we get cards like Trespasser, which pressure their life. Yeah, exactly. All the... Yep. Honestly, we probably shouldn't have even won game 2. Our opponent was just a clown with their Wandering Emperor. The matchups is probably rough for this particular... Yeah, way better. Not even close. Croxa's great. We don't need to run that early. Them having a Thoughtseize in... Alright, play this on black. Okay, we need some land drops, please. I agree. Certainly would help, wouldn't it? That's a really good draw. Let's attack. I'm going to go Thoughtseize Harvester, I think. We do. Oh, they're playing Greasefang. Okay. What is happening? So they've got a Shadow's Verdict. They've got Fatal Push. I don't really care about Shadow's Verdict very much at all, nor do I kill about Valky. They can just take the Fatal Push, get this into play, and let's start beating. Start beating them up. Yeah, I know. I can tell now. Obviously. On. Does that do something stupid? Does it cheat the 7 mana half of it into play somehow, I assume? I'm probably thinking of a different... Well, I agree. I get it. It's just... Attack all. Well, I can't do anything on turn 1 here anyway, so I may as well just get the summon into play right now. Sure. Just infinity Fable of the Mirror Breakers over here. It's pretty funny. We're definitely... I think we're going to play one here, although Soren is definitely worse than Fable, so actually I might try to bait a counter with Soren. Oh, wow. All right. Quickly if they don't kill it. Yeah. Works for me. Start getting our Fables into play. I'm just going to pitch 2 lands here for sure. Okay. Made that an even easier decision. That. And... Okay. Decking myself. This is... I'm just going to... Crazy. That was something. This deck does some good stuff, that's for sure. Fable-wise, the past, like, 3 months is that Fable of the Mirror Breaker is just unreal in everything, so... It's no surprise. You cut Aetherborn for Bone Crusher. Okay, that makes sense. Are you on 4 or 2? I assume you're on 4. And it's not legal in Pioneer. Yeah, that's fair. We're going to keep this. Oh, fair. It's also pretty good in Modern. People board that in Modern, too. I wouldn't say it's better than Fable, though. Definitely has its uses. I think Fable is a better card generically, though. By a pretty wide margin, I would say. Sure. I haven't seen it in Legacy, so I can't really really say how good or bad it is in that format, but okay. Let's see what our opponent's on here. Mono green, baby. All right, well, very likely just going to play this. Okay, never mind. Easy peasy. All right, we'll be playing this here. Okay. Red mana, please. Okay. Just please don't have exactly Storm. Yeah, I agree, Larry. I think it was definitely... No. It actually can become a 4/4, can it? It's definitely a... works for... Sure. Kalitas. They can have Karn for 1 turn, I guess. Keep this. Boat's obviously not the only thing, but if I don't have K-Command, I have actual 0 removal spells in my 75 for the boat. It cannot be removed, which is a very dangerous thing. Can't lose. Yeah. I mean, it's still a good hand, so whatever. Not too sad about it. Just going to do this on turn 2 unless... Oh, they're on a mulligan to 4. All right, well, if they're going to draw as well as they did in game 1 and beat me, I guess this is acceptable. That's a good draw. I think we're just going to play this and try killing them. Just going to go this into this. Oh, they have... Oh. Yeah, do that stupid crap. You got it. Combat, punch. Or fire this up. Punch for 7. Thought sees you. Yeah, we were going to pop the treasure no matter what, so I like doing it this way. Because the other way gave me more information first, so maybe Thoughtseize was right, but I don't think blood really matters right now. Maybe not. Maybe it's Kiora. Which one's more dangerous? I'm not certain that that's actually 100% right, Paul. Because... So, how do we lose? We lose if my opponent top decks... like, more 3-drops and Cavaliers and stuff for entire turn on. It might come back to bite me, but I think Kiora is just way too dangerous. Loyalty Walker, they draw a card, they get a thing I have to kill with push. I think that one is debatably more dangerous. I think it's close, but... I have to, like, try playing around worst possible, and I think worst possible something... Yeah, Kiora is just too dangerous, I think. What? That could not have been intentional. Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way they meant to do that. Oops. All day. I think I play this to get pressure. I think that's better than Thought Seizing here, but I'm not sure. We still have plenty of vampires. What are you talking about? We have like 15 if you count the Mutabolts. That's plenty. I just want to use it to cheat in expensive cards anyway. It's not mostly for like the Helix and stuff. Yeah, I know. The 3-2 now or the Fable next turn. That is the question, isn't it? Fable is probably better. Their hand is like Karn Cavalier. What in the world do I take? They're both like going to be so bad for me. I don't hit a land, I don't really care. The green guy. Frustrating. What? Well, but they could miss, right? They could not draw a land. Sure. Fine. We are not in that bad a shape turns. They probably can't win. Just draw elves, dude. Imagine playing the green deck and not top decking elves in this situation. Draw your elves. Draw your carroted. They play 8 dorks. They've seen 1 this game. Second Kiora is also basically a miss. Okay, that I'm fine with that. That's fine. You've done it. Roughly. They're probably going to untap that, I guess. I'm going to kill it with this, but would be an option. Yeah, I know my clock's low, but this game's not going to take too much longer, I don't think. All right, so one more turn of fading. There is a chance we are just... This deck actually feels really good when the mana base isn't horse shit. So I definitely see how James won with it for sure. When you're like... The other build, like if you just got lucky and the stars aligned and you drew your lands in the correct order, it was fine. Yeah, hard control for sure. Green actually felt better with vampires to me than it typically does with normal red-black, but I think it's close. Yeah, you just need to fade for a turn or two. I mean, the green matchup is Thought sees them, and then they don't top deck you for a couple turns, right? It is what it is. Green actually did not... We beat it twice in this league, and I think... What, we lose to in the first league. Was it green? We lost to Esper Control in this one. I don't remember what we lost to in the last one, but... I don't know. Turn these cards, and we're going to do some vintage. We'll see. But let me change the... Let me first return the... Nice. One second here, chat. I'm also going to get that background music back up. You did. Time for a influence in chat with everybody else. Boo. All right. Pack one, pick one, Golos. I will absolutely pack one, pick one at Golos. If we see a Golos, I will... Phantom Draft League. Could we do anything cool? Oh, there's the Mana Flare. We're going to take that, but we didn't actually take that, but we didn't actually wheel the... Alright, so somebody took the Brain Freeze. That's pretty annoying. We're into blue artifacts. We're into blue artifacts. Very unlikely, but... What did I take over the... Very unlikely, but... What did I take over the Drake? I missed the Drake was even in the pack, to be honest. Gilded Drake's actually good. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I missed that it was in the pack. I see. Oh, yeah. Drake would have been way better. For sure. I agree. Would love it to Fairy, but can't take it on principle. So we got to take the Con Sphinx here. Dip in it. Can't take it. Not allowed. We're mono-bluing. If we do need to pivot, we could pivot into another color, but... Let's go. Hit. Alright, I think let's take a Phantasm. Alright, well, Signets make that... Great. I'm not worried about your green deck anymore. Everything else looks dumb. We might do... And it does indeed have June 4th. So a few weeks ago, people build their decks wrong. Look, man. Sometimes you just got a batter skull, you know? So still sees very fringe play in Legacy. This win. That is true, Larry. Very true. I think it's... Let's go. We got Mox. We got Repeal. We got Signet. We can just turn one Signet. Looks good to me. That is true. When you just like play it, if you play a Saga on turn 0, you can like go get a slow vial, which is like still kind of bad. But yeah, I don't know. Larry's played a lot more D&T. Okay. The shuffling sucks. Yeah, I bet it does. I have yet to play a Yorion deck in paper, so. But I believe you. I've been bolted. Oh, baby. All right. Go. It's not really very good yet, but honestly, like, I don't know. We might be able to find a spot for it. Dragon, that's pretty good. I can't repeal that either. That's frustrating right there. Uh-oh. Huh. Yeah. Oh, you're right. I should have done it in response. You are right. I should have done that. I was planning to repeal the Mox anyway, but I forgot I could hit a counter spell. Oh, well. God dang it. It's fine. They can just cast this. Yep. What is the pitch here? They were pretty dead this game. That is true. We're going to cruise. Oh, boy. I mean, get rid of the image, and we just keep... Okay. Okay, that's pretty annoying. It's pretty sweet. Cast this. Let's set an upkeep stop. In case I want to tutor. Then I can go like draw, bounce, play this again, draw 2 more. Seems strong. Okay, so they're doing some reanimator shenanigans over there, I think. I don't know, their deck is really weird. We did see a Bazaar, obviously, so I guess we could have put 2 and 2 together and assumed they were reanimated. It's just like... What do they got? A Battle Sphere? Okay. Stuff's reanimator, but... Play this, combat, attack. Yeah, I'm probably not bouncing my... Well, care. They're down to no cards. Like, whatever, you've done it. Sure. The real question is, do I draw 3 here? The answer is probably yes. A little dangerous if we don't draw anything good in the next 4 cards, but I kind of like believing we can draw a good card. A risk. But yeah, I guess also the removal spell would have been terrible. I think I'm going to draw 3 on the end step here. A little bit greedy, but like... Jace's ingenuity is just too good to not play sometimes, you know? Insane. Oh, that is just... That is unreal how good that is against Crocs. I'm actually going to play the Grove because I probably want to pop it off for a new card, or at least want the option to do that. And I may as well get the O-Stone into play. Not going to activate that anytime soon, but I do want it in play. Please Crocs on me. Croc. That seems really bad. Ooh, okay. Okay, interesting. Awkward, because I'm going to have to pitch it to the wheel, but we do have a time spiral in our deck, so I guess that's just going to happen. Do I just repeal my own Mox again? I actually might do that. I guess I could respond to the wheel, though, and repeal the Signet to deal with it forever. Pop Grove. Signet's... Okay, that's a good one. That is insane. That's going to let us flash back High Tide. Alright, this stop needs to go off now. Island, Yace. And then I'll just respond to their wheel by bouncing their Signet, I think. Why was this bad? What? What are you talking about? This was bad. I don't think this was bad at all. I don't get it. Because then they just play Signet and wheel. My Jace is gonna live anyway, man. Do I repeal in response to this? I don't even think I have a counter for this, do I? On a Mox? You like it on Mox more? Sure. No. I'm going to do it anyway. I don't know why I wouldn't. We're pretty messed up. Wow, that's pretty wild. Maybe that's bad. Draw a card. Oh, you don't even draw a card right away with this? Man, Portent blows. You may have that player shuffle, draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. Is Consphinx good enough? Probably not. Um... So, we're gonna... Guess I can use Jace. That's probably step one. Okay, we're gonna pitch this. Now what? Now what with Jace? Oh, there's a lot happening here. Could give the Treasure Cruise flashback and exile all the things I'm not going to want to draw when I eventually upheaval or time spiral, right? That makes some amount of sense. That's what I'm going to do. Obviously, but that's not something we can do, so... Maybe they'll forget that Narset's in play. Probably not, but you never know. Wheel it up. That and not one of my... Okay, play this. Play this. But whatever. Moving too quick. I really like how this... By boring your opponent to death and timing out. This is not a deck I should be playing on Moto at all. Not even close. Alright, now we're going to repeal that back to his hand. Thanks them. I should be manning, I don't think, because the way that deck has to win is like... I don't think, because the way that deck has to win is like... It basically has to like combo kill people. Yeah, I was dead to the wheel anyway, that's true. That is true. Alright, chat. That's going to do it for me today. As usual, did it and figured it out, and we could improve that horrible mana base from that first league. But we're going to go ahead, we'll raid another streamer here, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow starting at 10 a.m., and I think we're going to start with Andrew Wolfeis's red-white deck from the weekend. So that's what we got on the docket. And we're going to raid Pleasant Kenobi. Looks sweet. Excuse me. Later at some point, Matt. It's not going to be right now. I've got a few things I got to get done before Julia gets home. Give me like maybe half an hour.